All right. Welcome back to round two. Wait, is it round two or round three?
Round three.
You can start.
Off to a strong start here.
Yep. So what are the decks again? We have Warriorcrats, which
Ooh.
is a really nice deck name. It's
hmm
a Warriors deck that also happens to be aristocrats because apparently
Yeah.
Warriors has a bunch of aristocrat support in the new set.
Yeah. I don't
So
know. I don't know what happened with Warriors. I've seen it's like 4 or 5 Warrior decks in this GP.
yeah, I mean
So something happened when I wasn't looking, and then it looks like we got a classic kind of. Is it tempo list? I want to say.
yeah, it's
Getaway Rider is a heck of a card there.
next is using the new
Very
art.
good. We get Trepanator.
Yeah, Subjectus Trepanator, which is a sack outlet that happens to be a warrior. What did you
hmm
know? But yeah, Nyx plays a 1-drop backed by Scorch. Ooh, Ragavan into Scorch to clear out the way for Ragavan attack.
And that's beautiful. And Ragavan
Yeah,
just hits in here.
you see this all the time in Modern, and now you're seeing it in MSEM.
Ugh.
Well, at least Nyx isn't getting an extra card off of this. So at least our Ragavan's a little bit more balanced than Canon Ragavan.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty easy to be more balanced than Canon Ragavan. Not too difficult. Love seeing this
Ooh,
unrivaled Fireweaver. I remember that card.
have you played it all after Fireweaver got released?
I played a little bit with Fireweaver. That was the deck I tried. Like it was a Jund mid range list with Fireweaver in it,
Wait,
and
Team
it did like fine in League, and then I don't know. I submitted flying again to the GP, and then school happened, and then I've been.
Okay, so it turns out I might have forgotten to clear all my old images because on my screen, Team Falconeer still has the scry trigger, but just for those of you at home, Team Falconeer has gotten nerfed, so it no longer also scries. It just puts a +1/+1 counter on itself when a creature or flying creature you control makes contact.
Yeah,
and
I can see how that would get really good, especially if you got like Panyas. And
okay, and here's Solemn
the
Teacher,
Getaway.
which is the payoff for all of the aristocratic things you're doing.
Solemn Teacher, what a card.
Yeah, basically it's a 3-drop that whenever a warrior control dies, you make a Woman copy of it, including itself. So you have to. It basically has persist, except the persist body also makes your other guys persist.
Yeah, I mean triggering on itself too is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but the good news for Nyx at least is that they're pretty ahead on board right now. They got Getaway Rider into play, and Getaway Rider showing what it can do, seeing as it's the card that Nyx promoted the last time they won with the blue-red tempo deck.
This deck won. Shoot.
I mean, it won a GP like 2 GPs ago, I think. And yeah, Nyx humored me with their promo art choice.
Oh yeah, that's Toho right there.
I
didn't realize what it was. I thought it was like sort of a dolly, like almost of like very warped guy's face. Miss Keylon Gus.
Yep, clearing the way for another attack.
McGuffin, gonna be hard for.
Yeah, they need to catch back up.
Those pirates.
So yeah, turns out the warrior deck isn't great when you're pulling Kurzalt with removal on all of your guys.
Yeah, Gust, Sinkhole, Scorch. This is pretty much just a nut from Nyx. I feel like it's
exactly what you want as a temple deck.
Yep, it's got a Getaway Rider to build up your board. It's got that mystery and the Ragavan to accelerate you.
The turn one Ragavan to just put on the beats while you answer everything they play.
Turn one Ragavan with answers for what the opponent has is just absurd amounts of acceleration.
And McGuffin plays few creatures, but is that going to be enough? The answer is no, probably.
Probably not, no.
They're at 5 life. Well, Nyx doesn't have any burn in hand, so at least you don't have to think about that. Or maybe we'll be seeing some burn. If the Planeswalker -2 and flips into a land plus a burn spell, then the game's over. And if it... Oh, man. That's convenient.
What are the odds of that?
I wish we had purple in the booth so he can calculate the odds for us.
I mean, so we need a red... So the odds of it being a land that can be red versus a land that can be red and pretty much a Scorch is the thing. There's only Scorch, so it's definitely low odds.
Yeah.
There's already a Scorch Grave, so there's 2 Scorches in a Fireweaver deck.
Do they not run any other burn?
No other 1 mana burn. There's Keylon Gus, there's like Crest and Sinkhole, but Scorch is the only 1 mana bop because
I'm surprised they're not running Void Flare, but I guess they just still need to run Void Flare.
I don't know. I'm surprised by the lack of Void Flare too. Honestly, not even in board. I guess you don't really need it in board.
Oh, anyways, let's go into sideboarding. So on Nyx's
See,
side, they're playing a Fireweaver deck, so
it's a
there's
Fireweaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you really need Readout here.
Do you bring in Imperial Siege? I mean, actually, yeah, Imperial Siege kind of massacres them, and there's also some utility lands you can blow up.
And then who we have? We have McGuffin's deck here.
McGuffin is on Warriors, and well, I mean, do they have much? I don't think they have that much. I guess they have Duress. No, is Duress even good against them?
Duress is not good against a deck with it's too many creatures.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
I think 24 creatures in an 80 card deck is too much, especially when it's like your Getaway Riders and the Ragavan stuff like that.
What about a Mankey? That thing, it pings on Wear Death, so you can just blow up, or you can like shoot down your opponent's board. And if it gets answered, you can
yeah, Condor's protection is pretty much what you want. I think the problem is that it doesn't do that much. It's like you're paying 3 mana for a 3/3, and that dies to a lot of burn.
If it dies, then you're happy because you ping something. You kill the Ragavan or Panya.
You're paying 3 mana to pay 4 mana to not really stop your opponent from targeting your stuff. I think at that point, the tempo loss is so much that even with the upside, you're kind of still losing.
Well,
but that's my opinion.
I think you're still going to bring it in just because it's good when it's good.
I guess so, yeah.
And Disgruntled Princess. Okay, so that thing's removal.
That makes sense. It blows up like Anya, Ragavan.
Yeah.
Kind of easily blow up 2-drops or whatnot.
And also notably
really deals with Ragavan on turn 2.
Turn
comes
3,
down.
you mean?
Not turn 2. Oh yeah, 3-drop.
But yeah, notably they're
all.
Don't
be bring it in anymore. Actually,
they're all 1-ups because you're playing selective breeding, so you can tier them out pretty easily.
That's true. You do have selective breeding.
Okay. Anyways, the game has started. So
let's look at these hands here.
They brought him Duress. I guess to get rid of counter spells.
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose.
Nyx brought Imperial Siege.
That makes sense.
I mean, Nyx is definitely keeping this hand because they get Ragavan into Imperial Siege / Portal Factor. McGuffin,
yeah,
I think they probably keep too because they have
realistically, you have Ragavan and then maybe Keylong Gus. Oh, I have Keylong Gus, yeah. Clear the way, and then you get that mana acceleration that's stoppable.
So you always open up on Ragavan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, McGuffin didn't go for turn 1. Okay, they go for turn 2 Duress. I think they need to get on board. Or no, wait, they can get on board with Wayward Afflicted, and that thing is kind of guaranteed to block Ragavan.
Yeah, that blocks Ragavan really well. So I think you just take.
I think you take Imperial Siege, or no?
I feel like you take Imperial Siege.
No, Imperial Siege doesn't matter right now because nothing in your hand costs more than 2. So you just take Portal Factor or Qilong Gus or whatever. Yeah, take Portal Factor right now. I think they can also take Omnis Discovery. Like I think all of the options are good here.
That's
which is actually bad for McGuffin because you want the rest to always have a really good option so that it screws your opponent over the most.
The problem, have all of these being really good options means all of these cards are really good right now. I mean, I would say, I think I'd take Siege, I suppose. I feel like I like having that because I think that 3 mana turns into, you play the Afflicted this turn and then you get out like Trepanator, maybe Skirmisher, I don't know.
Maybe. Okay.
You get I feel like Mutilated Warrior can turn that board into like some beating.
So on Nyx's side, I think the obvious play here is to drop Temur Falconeer because it's gonna start growing next turn. Like you want to get this thing on board so that you can start attacking with your flyers.
Yeah. I think it's hard to justify, like, it's coming into turn 3. How worried? You're not super. I feel like I'm not too worried about like a Solemn Teacher or something. Like the 3-drops aren't super worrisome. So
well, if a Solemn Teacher gets to play, I think Nyx just can't attack on the ground anymore. But that's fine because they have flyers. No,
that's the thing.
Their flyers are tiny. Like their tiny flyers aren't gonna outrace Warriors once Warriors starts popping off. So yeah, they're just gonna play Temur Falconeer and pass. Attacking with the bird next turn. Secluded Courtyard. So McGuffin has pretty good mana right now. Which is why I felt like they didn't need to take Imperial Siege.
That gives them that 3rd land without having to lose a life for the Shardstone Rift.
Maybe, but like I think they're all right with losing some life here. I think they're gonna play Still Smoke Skirmisher, and that combos pretty well with Trepanator.
Yeah, really good with Trepanator. I mean, like tap a creature and sacrifice something, and then opponent loses 3 and has to discard, and you just get that creature right back.
Yeah.
Plus, you gain a life too, just in case that wasn't enough. Really good. Really good synergy there. I think you do that, yeah.
And once you get going, then the temple deck can't really answer it, right? Because
yeah,
it basically forces the temple deck to expend a bunch of resources to.
It's one of those things, especially where it's like if you have Skirmisher, if you drop Skirmisher, you can't like blow it up. You just gone.
Okay, they're gonna play Mutilated Warrior. I guess next turn they're holding still Smoke Skirmisher for next turn because Trepanator still has some sickness.
Yeah, say plan is just to play it and then immediately Trepanator.
Also, Mutilated Warrior has first strike, so it can block Ragavan and Falconeer really nicely.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like a 3/1 with first strike's really good right now. I mean, it means Falconer has to wait a little bit longer before going in because if it's a 1/3, it can't go in. Ragavan can't go in.
Yeah, and also, interestingly enough, Mutilated Warrior's ETB is a May, so McGuffin's thinking about whether they want to hit face or not. No bolt. Okay, so McGuffin thinks that Nyx is on the beatdown, so they're going to play control. And I think that's actually a correct evaluation because if McGuffin manages to get their board up and running, then Nyx can't really do anything.
Wait, like what? That.
Did they not play that thing this turn?
Okay.
Well, good thing Nyx caught that because we didn't have to step in, because it's always awkward when spectators have to step in and do a judge call.
That too long thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing because it's like you can't do it the right way as a sieger, I think. I don't know.
Frostfire Geysers.
They haven't changed any of those rules since I've been gone, right? Nothing's.
No, of course not. Like, it's tournament rules. It's not comprehensive rules.
Yeah. Well, things are.
Nyx swings through and gets the counter on the Temur Falconeer. So now they can play Mystery plus Ominous Discovery. Wait, what did they spend the 1 mana on? Wait, Frostfire is tapped, right? That makes sense because they don't have a basic.
Yeah, they have the basic. Ooh.
That's unfortunate. And that's another land.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Especially unfortunate. I mean,
they're just gonna have to play out Still Smoke Skirmisher, and now McGuffin's board isn't doing much.
A really bad position here. Yeah. You're down on cards. Your opponent has threats that are getting bigger, and
this is why I said that I felt like taking Imperial Siege off the rest was a mistake, because look at the situation now. Like, I feel like your opponent having Imperial Siege would be better for you.
You're looking back on the situation if McGuffin's getting flooded here.
Yeah,
I'd say like this complete flood.
But even when McGuffin played the rest, they had another land in play or in hand, right? So even if they did get sieged, they still would be fine because they would still have enough mana to play out everything eventually.
Yeah. Then again, there's not really much that would have been a better pick. I mean, I guess you take Keylongus.
Yeah, like just take something that actually impacts the board or impacts the card advantage, because Hero Siege is basically your opponent wasting 2 mana to put you down on 1 mana for a turn.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the exact thing you want when you're in that, or in the situation that McGuffin was in, because they had a bunch of small things that they can play to.
Well, I think McGuffin is worried about if you get stuck on 2 lands there, then like as you're just stuck really single spelling for the most part, which against a tempo deck, that can be really problematic, as if you're only getting like 1 spell turn. Having guaranteed I have 3 lands means it's a lot easier to like double spell, and that makes it a lot easier to build up that board. So
they're attacking with Ragavan, so they're offering to trade with Wayward Afflicted.
I don't understand it.
They want to get the counter off, or they want to make this guy persist so that it's not gonna. Actually, good point. Why did they do that?
I don't. I feel like
Ominous Discovery. Ominous Discovery. That's why I completely. Forgot.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
So you're cashing your 1 drop to draw another card.
Yeah.
Which is really good, actually. So
that is good, actually. Yeah. Especially because I feel like you can't let Ragavan hit. You can't let tempo player get to 4 mana. That's like kind of the.
Well,
that's why
there's the 4th mana or 4th land.
I mean, that's why, like, Ready for Anything had to drop the treasure, because 4 mana on turn 3 is double incredibly powerful spells, and
and also
4 mana for a tempo deck is always 2 powerful spells.
Ooh, that's what revolutionary.
Super.
That doesn't do anything right now.
Absolutely worthless here.
It can doesn't infinites with Wayward Afflicted if you have a sack outlet, but
it's already got the counter on it though, so Yeah, that'd be nice, but nah, not working out, unfortunately.
Is there anything they can fetch with Shardstone Rift? They already have Cradle of Corruption out, so like yeah.
No, don't think so. Does not look like there's any deck actually. It doesn't look like it. Just the Cradle. Everything else is just mana. A tough board state here with the Falconer.
Well, the good news is Nyx still can't swing with Falconeer next turn unless they want to trade. But I think Nyx might be happy to trade Falconeer for 2 things.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, block with Warrior and Revolutionary. It's a 1-for-1.
Oh, well, there's the Planeswalker off the top, so yeah, Nyx is pretty happy. Yeah, the Warriorcrats deck really not looking so hot if they don't get their pieces together.
Generally, decks that don't draw, generally when decks don't draw good, they don't do good.
Yeah, but since Warriorcrats is so synergy specific, or since it's such a synergistic deck, you can easily pick it apart with just answers in the right places, and then they can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like Trepanator not being on board has given a lot of tempo to Nick. To really, like, if that's on board, then you have like that. You have like maybe the combo with Revolutionary. You have the Still Smoke Skirmisher, just kind of spins itself constantly.
Nyx is still not going to swing with Temur Falconer just yet. They're just going to keep letting it build.
I don't think, I don't think you want to until it's a 3/5 because you don't want to go 1-for-1 with your best creature and a creature that can grow.
I think you're happy trading Temur Falconer for 2 things though.
Wait, well they're not trading it. If it's a 2/4, it's only trading for 1 thing because you block with Revolutionary and Warrior, I think, and then
and it kills both of them.
Well, it does now, but before swinging with the bird, it was a 2/4.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it has to be the 3. It has to be a 3/5 to start making swinging.
Right.
At all viable. But now they're actually at that point. It's probably gonna start coming in here because
actually, Cane Dancer can flashback Chilon Gus, and that will flip the mysteries. So yeah, I think Nyx probably has a game in the bag.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. If they had Chilon Gus, they should have swung with Temur Falconer in order to get the blowout.
Could have gotten. Yeah, I suppose so. Because you can swing at the Falconer. They block with Warrior and Revolutionary, and then you blow up the Warrior, take down the Revolutionary, and then boom. Or I guess it doesn't really matter which one you blow up.
Yeah, and then okay. So what can McGuffin top deck? Selective Reading. Yeah. If they top deck Selective Reading, then they can probably Selective Reading into something to get them out of this. I mean that's how I played Selective Reading, or when I was playing 8-sack.
That's how creature type base decks work. You just top deck Selective Reading and get something.
Yeah, I mean with 8-sack, it's actually something because it could be anything because 8-sack can do stuff like that. But yeah, for Warriors, it's way less complicated. So you don't have to. It's just what you see is what you get.
And you get the Scry 2 off.
Oh right,
Planeswalker here.
Get to +1 this thing because you can activate it twice.
Because you cast 2 spells.
Yeah, because it's Cane Dancer flashback. I think McGuffin really regrets boarding into the rest here.
I mean, what else are you gonna draw? I mean, it was another really good hand. It was a really good hand from Nyx. I think no matter what your duress, it's still problematic.
Okay, McGuffin is not gonna swing out, which I mean, I feel like they probably should have at least tried to swing out at the Planeswalker because at least it gets rid of a chump blocker, right?
There's another Cane Dancer.
Yeah, now Temur Falconer is starting to swing in for real this time.
For real this time.
Right, like they're not gonna keep this thing back forever. What can Cane Dancer do here? Cane Dancer can flashback Imperial Siege, and then Epsilon can copy it, which blows up 2 lands, which doesn't actually do anything right now. So
Imperial Siege is not blue.
Oh, yes, I should probably remember that. Okay, it can flashback Ominous Discovery, which Epsilon can copy, which will draw Nyx some more cards. I mean, that's probably what you want to do here. Unless you
get I guess, yeah. I mean, the problem is like Cane Dancer, Ominous Discovery is kind of whatever.
It's fine.
Okay,
so here's what you do. You attack the aliens, and once they get blocked, you sack them to Epsilon to counter or copy whatever you cast off Cane Dancer.
Yeah. I don't really know if what Nyx does here matters too much.
Probably not, but maybe it could.
You got a board of... I mean, you can probably fumble this game, I guess.
Yeah, you can definitely fumble the game.
I don't know how, but... I mean, you can always clutch defeat from the jaws of victory.
You just have to swing in with your whole board. Your opponent No, there's nothing McGuffin can top deck here that would get them out of this, right? Even if Nyx made some horrible plays that aren't just
Yeah,
completely illogical.
yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, you could swing in here, and that would be bad. But that's the thing. It is hard for McGuffin to. I mean, yeah, I guess you just selective breeding. Hope that you can like turn your wayward afflicted into something that does something. But I don't think there's anything that does anything.
You need a sack outlet plus something that benefits from being sacked. Yeah,
Well,
you can't do that off one selective breeding.
I mean, you have still smoke skirmisher.
Okay, so what do you still smoke, or what are you breeding it into? Like your
I
best
don't know.
card is Solemn Teacher, but Solemn Teacher isn't great right now unless you have another sack outlet.
Yeah, I mean the problem is, yeah, you can't really get a thing unless you actually just get like Prepinator or something, because you can't get Veil. Doesn't share a creature type.
Oh,
So you can get Channeler, I guess. It's not called Veil. Oh, okay.
Hey, look, our nightmares came true, and still could be good
if
for
Nyx fumbles this game, I am going to like.
They're not.
Shock.
Wait, right, melee where it just can just eat up Epsilon.
Yeah, swinging an Epsilon, big mistake there.
Unless Epsilon sacks itself. I mean, actually, it's fine because King Dancer flashes back a sorcery, and then the other mystery flips.
True. Yeah. Get back the.
Wait, they're not gonna do that in what? Okay, so they missed out on what free 1/1, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know.
Oh, Nyx is realizing their mistake now.
Yeah.
It's fine. They just missed out on 1/1. That's not going to change the game, I don't think. Or maybe it will, because maybe in the future they need to copy another spell with Epsilon, and now they can't do that or whatever.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely worlds where McGuffin. I think Nyx would have to make 2 fumbles is the thing. I don't think Nyx could have made one single mistake there. It'd have to be a 2 mistake.
Okay, so what's the next mistake they can make? What about Kane dashing back Portal Fracture?
That'd be funny. Well, I mean, yeah, that would do nothing. I mean, yeah, no.
Actually, Career of Corruption is starting to get a lot of counters, so
yeah.
Well, they still need a few more deaths.
Yeah, you need more than is reasonable, and there's not even that much in your grave. Anyways, and like Ragavan. I mean, I think if you combine it all together, it's enough to take over.
Well, actually, okay, so something that can happen if Nyx fumbles enough. Career of Corruption is instant speed, right? So McGuffin just needs 4 more things to die, and then they can activate Creel at instant speed and get back everything from the graveyard. And if they draw selective breeding, they can breeding into Solemn Teacher. Or no, they can just breeding into Channeler of the Veil off a human.
They breeding into Channeler of the Veil, sack everything, and then
Wayward Reflected. It's an infinite combo with Dustwood Revolutionary.
Oh yeah, and then you have your. So if McGuffin draws selective breeding here.
Wait, do they just win? Do they have enough Credo counters? 1, 2, 3. No, Channeler is only other creatures, right?
Oh, let me see. Channeler is another creature. That is unfortunate.
Okay, so Still Smoke. No, you can't sack Still Smoke off the selective because Channeler isn't a warrior.
Yeah, you have to sack you have to sack your mutilated warrior.
Okay.
Get it?
Okay, maybe
it doesn't matter.
Okay, what if you trick your opponent into? Okay, what if you do it at sorcery speed, or you do that and then you wait until your opponent attacks and try to trick your opponent into using a creature?
Get a because if your opponent then, I mean, Chandler is a 1/1. You just even just hang on. You hang on to your creatures. If your opponent swings at all, then you can get a kill and then do something.
Right, actually, no. You can just top deck Channeler of the Veil. And does that do anything? Yes, if you top deck Channeler of the Veil, you can sack Still Smoke Skirmisher and then get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Unrivaled Fireweaver.
Fireweaver. Okay. Yeah.
What can that thing do?
Metal Munch.
Yeah, they have Metal Munch. Okay, well, I mean, at least it adds 2 counters. So all McGuffin has to do is find some way to kill 2 things, and then they can activate Cradle of Corruption.
Yeah, just simply. I mean, I think it's just play a creature. I feel like.
Well, if they top deck a Mackay, they can play that. If that thing dies, you ping something else, and then that's gonna get your 10 counters.
Then Cradle.
Yeah. Or Nyx can just find something and hit face with it, and that probably kills McGuffin next turn.
I think the problem you're looking at here is that even if you do Cradle, you're still looking at the 4/6. You're looking at the 4/6 Falconer, Flyer. Nyx has a really good board still.
Well, yeah, but again, if you get the infinite, then it doesn't matter.
You have a combo. Yeah, you get the infinite. So it is
You
just
just have to
that.
get the infinite. Oh, Imperial. Right. They have Imperial Siege in the board. Okay, there goes that plan. And this is Imperial Siege that the rest can't stop.
See, yeah.
Oof, man.
all I wanted for Christmas was a comeback.
Man.
I think that's it. I don't think there's much left to do. I mean, I probably would have missed that.
Well, that's because you haven't looked at their deck.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And McGuffin says Warriorcrats conceding to classic. Is it tempo? Gotta love. Is it tempo?
You know what this reminds me of? The Warriorcrats thing. So you know how there's 5 Warriorcrats deck in the GP so far because people probably because it seemed like a really broken deck.
How's it doing so far?
Well, I mean, this game didn't go super well, but the other games maybe they went decently. But you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Creature Vomit because the Warriorcrats decks are getting matched up against each other, so they're gonna get some losses that way.
Oh, they're getting like Warriorcrat versus Warriorcrats gonna drop out. It's like there's the 5 Warriorcrats decks, and then ends up like one gets to top 8.
Not even actually. Did one during the Creature Vomit saga? Did one get into top 8? I felt like all of them missed the ticket because like I ran to 2 mirror matches in a row with Creature Vomit, and then so that eliminated 2 possible losses already.
I think at least one Creature Vomit deck made it. It's just like
right, and then it lost to the Tyrant's Maneuver deck because apparently that deck's actually really good against decks with 1/1s.
Tyrant's Maneuver. That's another classic. Those are the good old days.
Yeah, so I feel like Warriorcrats is gonna see a similar trajectory where it seems like a really strong deck, but
I mean, do you think a bunch of cards get hit like it was with
not really. I mean, maybe a Solemn Teacher gets hit anyways because it probably shouldn't be affecting itself.
I feel like you hit Solemn Teacher, or if you make it another non-token warrior, maybe even.
It probably shouldn't hit itself. Yeah, and then the
make it so it doesn't hit itself, and then it's like it's reasonable. It's still good. It's just not really good, and
it's even really good. Like that display was kind of bad, but if the
we didn't even see a Solemn Teacher in that game. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, we did see a Solemn Teacher last game, but it came out at a time that wasn't great for it.
Yeah, that does affect things a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully Warriorcrats does at least get 1 top 8, and then we can see how it does.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's enough for us. So see you next game or next commentary whenever we do one of those.
Who knows? Ooh.